Happy New Year's, DHD family, and welcome to 2024. Today we're making some deer jerky. Hunting's been subpar here lately. Seems like can't even get close to them critters without them spooking or something happening, especially hunting public land. So anyhow, today we're taking the day off. We're going to celebrate New Year's and make some deer jerky. We got about 4 or 5 pounds of deer meat over here. This is all the back strap, which is usually some of the prime cut. You usually make your steaks and stuff out of, but I want to try making some jerky with it this year. So, anyhow, we're going to make a marinade of a recipe that I've used for quite a while, and then we're also going to do another little side dish of some of this Louisiana Supreme marinade. Haven't ever tried it before, seen it on the shelf. It looked pretty good. And got it home. Smells awesome. So we're going to do a little pan over here of the Louisiana Supreme and then this of my normal stuff. Anyhow, so we got our meat over here. It's about 3/4 of the way thawed out. You don't want to thaw it all the way out due to the fact that it makes for cutting kind of a beast. So anyhow, let it just thaw out about halfway or 3/4 of the way, and then cut it into thin strips. We're going to be using the oven over here. We're going to be cooking it on 200 degrees with the door propped open just a little bit. That's to let the moisture escape out. So anyhow, cooking at 200. I'm going to go ahead and get that turned on and get it preheated. We're going to let it soak. You want to let it soak for 12 to 24 hours. But I've got some other stuff here that we're going to go ahead and get thrown in to speed along the video. So anyhow, Happy New Year's, and sit back and watch how we make some deer jerky. Hopefully you like it, and always happy. First step is cutting your meat. So here we got a little piece of a back strap here. When you're cutting your meat, you always want to make sure you get the silver off, what I call like silver, any kind of fat. Just that outer enzyme. So we're going to come through here. We're going to clean this up just a little bit. Clean this up. And then, like I said, we're going to cut it into strips. No bigger. Alright, so we got all of our meat cut up. We got them into nice little thin strips. See what we got there. I mean, they're not all the same. You can run this through a meat slicer to get them all the same, but anyhow, that's what we got. So now we're going to throw them inside the pan that we got here. Throw our meat in there. I like to put my meat in first. And now we're going to add in all the sauces. Alright, now we're going to start mixing our sauces. So we got our about 4 pounds of meat here. The recipe is for 4 to 5 pounds. 1 cup of soy sauce going in. 2 tablespoons of, we'll just call it W sauce. I can't even try to pronounce it. So 2 of these. Salt, we're just gonna, it says 2 teaspoons. Just a good healthy amount, I guess. Kind of want it salty, I'd say. Ground black pepper. Also, it says 1 to 2 teaspoons. That's probably good. And then we got a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and garlic salt. Kind of just throw everything in there on top of the meat. Like I said, I like to put my meat in first. Then throw all of the other stuff on top of it. Alright, next is liquid smoke. 1 tablespoon of some liquid smoke. And then 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Or you can just cover it pretty good. Alright, and that's what we got right there. Now I'm just going to Get your hands dirty. Mix it in there as good as you can. Make sure you spread all the ingredients out pretty evenly. Any pieces that are stuck together, it's a good time to kind of pry them apart. Alright. Shake your hands off a little bit. And then slap a lid on it. I'm going to let it sit for 12 to 24 hours. When that's done, we'll get started back on the next process. Next, we're going to try this Louisiana Supreme marinade. Like I said, I've never tried it. It smells really good. Just picked it up off of the shelf. Same deal. Here we just have, I don't know, maybe what, pound of meat or so. So, just going to cover it. Kind of looks like it's got a little A1 in there. Same deal, mix it up with hands. God, it smells really good. Alright. And that's about it. Alright, so we have our oven set to 200. I pulled out both racks. This is the bottom rack. We're not going to use it. This is the top rack. We will be using it. So like I said, we got it at 200. Went ahead, I got my oven prepped. I have some aluminum foil for a liner laid down here in the bottom. So that's all ready to go. Like I said, it's on 200. Just a little bit warmer. I'll back that down. That's just so whenever I open the door up and then I put the rack in, I lose a little bit of heat. I like to keep it at right at 200. That's the only reason behind that. So anyhow, what I have set up over here is my top rack from the oven, and I just use 4 cups of the identical height. Kind of get it set up. I have some toothpicks over here that I've had kind of just sitting in water. That's so they don't burn when you skew it through the deer meat. And so now what I'm about to do is I'm going to take those toothpicks, I'm going to skew it through, and I'll do all of one variety, one type on one side, and then I'll do the Louisiana Supreme on the other side. So let's get after it. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I don't know how well you can see that, but boy, it smells good. So you pick your meat up, any pieces that are still stuck together, just pry them apart. Let's see, work at it this way so you can see. I just skew them like that. Alright, so we're all done skewing everything. This is basically what I got. Another little pro tip on doing this, leave a couple sides over here empty, so that way whenever you go to put it back into the oven, they're not sitting on the sides for one, and it'll drip evenly on your aluminum foil, and they're not hitting like the side of your oven. So anyhow, this is kind of what you have. Make sure that they're evenly spaced, not touching each other. And yeah, that's my recipe. That's the soy sauce, the Worcestershire sauce, however you say. We'll call it W sauce. Salt, black pepper, garlic powder, garlic salt, liquid smoke, and some red pepper flakes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started over here on this Louisiana Supreme. It smells really good and looks really good, so I'm excited to try it out. We got everything skewed over here. We got my recipe on this side, and over here we have the Louisiana Supreme. So now we're going to kick open the oven, and this is probably the hardest task of all of it, is sliding this beast in. You might not want it all the way on the top is what I would suggest. Slide that over this way. Alright, so that's what you got. We have our oven set on 200. Well, it's actually a little bit above 200. We're going to go ahead and back it back down. Go ahead and turn or close this. You want to leave it open at the top about 1 to 2 inches. That's going to let all the moisture in there escape. It's kind of like dehydrating it. Dehydrating it sucks the moisture out of it. This does the same process. So anyhow, make sure you leave a little gap. 200. Going to cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Go ahead and turn the light on there. Sorry. 2.5, 3 hours, and we'll check it in about 2. Alright, we're at 2.5 hours. Gonna open the oven up here. Oh yeah, it's all starting to look really good. Alright, we're going to take one of these thicker pieces. I kind of grab one towards the end. So, set one of my recipe and then one of these Louisiana ones. So this 2.5 hours. Most generally they need to go 3, but oh yeah, that's looking just about right. Don't want it to bend to the point to where like it won't break. You know, because then that's probably not done enough. Kind of like this one. It's just about right. Of course, you don't want it to snap either. That is like perfect there. Oh yeah, that Louisiana Supreme. That's good stuff. That one's still a little chewy yet. Got great flavor. Most generally it does take about 3 hours. It's good to pull it out about 2.5 hours, see what you got. Oh yeah, that's killer. So you can kind of see, still a little bit what I call meaty. Still got a little bit of juice in there. Three hours. What I'm going to do is, now I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Looks killer. God, it looks good. Alright, so I shut the oven off and just leave this open about halfway or whatever. Let it come down to temp just a little bit. Don't leave it in there too long. You want to throw it in your bags. Get them sealed up. So I got them labeled over here. You want to get them in your bags and get them sealed up with a little bit of that moisture in there, and then let them sit for a little bit. Sometimes people put them in glass jars. These bags work pretty good. Seal them up, let them come down to temperature in there, and that way it seals that moisture that's left inside of there, and they're not completely dry. Just a little. Alright, so to finish the video up here with our deer jerky, we pulled everything off of the skews, threw it into the bag here, and yeah, we'll just kind of let it sit in there for the next few hours. Try not to open the bag, and enjoy. It's a good healthy snack, something you can freeze, use on down the road, or eat up now if you want to. Like, share, subscribe, and happy 2024. Hope you enjoy the recipe.